Hello, my name is Harton Watko, and we are on the second half of this show. Now, when we stopped a while ago, we were talking about the church, the bling bling, the, how do you say it, the ornamental, gaudy representation or presentation of the priests in their garbs. And I was talking to Butch Valdez, who's with us, and this is in reaction to the column that Roberto Tiglao wrote at the Manila Times, today being July 2. I'd like to carry on just a little bit more, Butch, on that. Tiglao, the journalist Tiglao today is a journalist, former diplomat. He states that the church has over 100 billion pesos to date. And that's a very conservative, if not prudent, estimate. Multiplied by 5%, assuming you just take out a very basic or a conservative 5% based on the volume of the money, which is feasible, di ba? And you divide that by 365 days a year, the church can put out easily 14 to 15 million. And what can they do with that money on a daily basis? They can feed the poor, because they always say, di ba, motto is, we are a church of the poor. Yeah. Now, at least pakainin nila. Kailan mo nakita ang simbahan huli, nagpapakain o soup kitchen ng mga pobre under the disaster? In Yolanda, did you see the Catholic Church there? Did they put up housing? Did they feed? Di ba, in all the different events, ang nakikita ko, born again, mga Christian. I mean, sila mismo helping out. Pero yung mga pare, pagkaalam ko, nababasa ko pa si Diario, I hate to say it, sinasara pa nga ang simbahan. Kasi baka manakaw yung mga chalice at kung ano.
From what I understand, I was not there, I did not check. But from what I understand, the churches were open. No,
what you've read in the papers,
because the people needed to be sheltered. No, and the church structure was strong enough for them not to be blown, over the people not to be blown away.
No, let's go about the feeding programs.
No, I don't
housing
know,
by the church,
because I am not part of that. And whether now there is what you call Caritas. No, it's a charitable.
I'm familiar with Caritas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be receiving donations and so on and so forth, and they're supposed to be distributing these. No, I don't know of the specific programs they have. No, but it is Caritas is international. It's organized by the Vatican, and every country has its own.
We know of Caritas, but we're not familiar with
with exactly what they do.
Its activity.
But it has they're supposed to have an auditing firm. We used to do audit, and I'm no longer in that, so I don't know the actual and specific projects that they go into helping the poor.
But going back,
you're talking about the wealth, and like I was saying, that if they're supposed to invest and the investments go up, no,
it was due to commerce and
it was just
inflation. And
when they earn, do they pay taxes?
No.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
On the earnings, yes.
On the earnings.
Yes,
no?
yes.
Because they will pay the same taxes as everybody does, no?
On the income.
As it increases in value.
In the financial markets, yes.
Do they pay taxes on, let's say, what they're able to collect in church?
No.
No. Because that's supposed to be like a whatever for the priest and for the and the operation of the parish.
That becomes like a stipend for them to live on.
Yes.
Parang operating expense.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes, I have to admit, and I hear of parish priests asking benefactors, rich parishioners, for cars. And sometimes there are benefactors that give them cars, right? And sometimes they ask for more than just cars. No? Now, again, this is not something that is sanctioned or suggested or whatever by the Catholic Church. Do not receive anything.
So in other words, don't blame the priest, the bishop per se, because he may be bling bling, corrupt, whatever.
Yeah, as a matter
but
of fact,
not necessarily the
as a
church.
matter of, when we see people like this, like parish priests, like that, so the parishioners sometimes, as a group, write letters to the archbishop which is in control, the Archbishop. Not necessarily the Cardinal. Cardinal is only the Archbishop of Metro Manila, right? But whoever is the direct Archbishop,
Archbishop.
there, you know. There is also what they call a chairman of the Committee on Ethics, you know, in CBCP. And he,
So may control audit system sila
Oh.
internal.
this is the other thing. Whether it is a priest or a bishop that is erring, no? Let us say meron niyang report on pedophilia. Meron niyang report on a priest carrying on with the Mary Duman, one of the parishioners. Ganyan. That is not blown out into the media, no? But the report is made. The report is made, by the way, directly to the Vatican. Directly to the Vatican. And the Vatican
Addresses it.
addresses it and imposes certain sanctions. The sanctions against these priests, although it is not, again, in the media, the way I understand it, sometimes they are defrocked. That means you are prohibited from hearing confessions or even saying Mass. And these are the defrocked. You are not taken out as a Catholic. No?
But you cannot say Mass.
You're not even taken out as a priest, but you are prohibited from hearing confessions, saying Mass, or distributing communion. Okay, these are sanctions made, no, coming from the Vatican, no, to be done to this.
The reason I got into this is not because I'm criticizing the church, but I'd like a reaction from you based on the word war that is now going on
Yes.
almost daily between
Yes.
former Kit Tatad, who is also a host right here in GNN, and
He's my
Tiglao.
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, both are my friends.
Yeah.
Tinira daw kasi ni Tatad si Tiglao, si Presidente na excommunication. And the other one, puro name calling na silang dalawa. Where do you think that is going? I mean, because of this issue of stupid God, it seems that they've kept it right in the front pages, or they refuse. It's parang they're keeping it there, and the one getting hurt or somewhat demoralized is obviously the president.
Well,
I'm not sure
personally,
this is
I think we should be all above it, no? Because the ones that are using this to criticize the
Are
president
the opponents?
are politicians, no? And they use it for politics to try to bring down the popularity of the president enough for it to be at the level where they can call for a regime change, or even what we fear is to encourage people.
Exactly the objectives of CNG of what we're trying to avoid.
Yes.
Let's go to another current event that occurred just this morning. A mayor in Tanawan, Batangas was assassinated from a distance. I only see this in the movies. Of course, in this case, it was caught on Facebook and you heard the explosion of the barrel of the gun. In more sophisticated movies, they are shot a kilometer away or so, long range with suppressors or what you call silencers. Is it possible we should begin to fear at least the president of assassins, mercenaries of that sort that shoot from a distance, cowardly from a distance because they have no guts or resolve to actually go up and show themselves when they murder another? Ito nangyayaring ganito. Hindi kaya mas delikado ito para kay Presidente Duterte?
Yes, actually, we were fearful of this event on the president even before. We
I
didn't have
remember,
to wait for
yes.
it. And the reason why we organized CNG is one of
It's because
those.
of, yes, I remember
because-
this when we discussed
Yeah,
this.
because for fear of anything happening untoward toward him, because it is not, he can protect himself, right? He's the president. He's got PSG and so on and so forth, no? And he should, all of the things that he needs to do, nandiyan na, wala na tayong maidadagdag pa dyan because we're not in that. But what about the country?
Oo nga eh.
No.
Protecting him protects our country.
If you ask anybody, kung patayin ng presidente ngayon, anong resulta? Magulo, no? why
it's not
magulo?
even a word. It's not even
Yeah.
a word. Yeah.
Yeah, it's chaos.
Karambola, yeah.
Chaos. No? And then I said, don't you think, why? Because, because nobody will accept Robredo and so on and so forth. I said, yes, I agree it will be chaos. But you see, I said, I think chaos is the objective. I said, if there is chaos in this country,
That's what they want.
that's exactly what the terrorists want because they can move.
The
That's-
NPA.
That's exactly what the NPA wants because they can move without a commander in
Well,
chief.
Season already made that threat. It's
Yes.
on the dailies.
That's
the
exactly
broadsheets.
what the drug lords and drug syndicates want. That's exactly what the yellow tards want because they will not go to jail. And that's exactly what the CIA wants because they will be able to reestablish their missile bases here in the country facing China.
Have a new
So
puppet.
chaos, I said, is the objective. No. It is not taking power, no. Because they know that whoever comes up will not be supported by the people. But enough can be done to create chaos.
When there's chaos, there's opportunity for them to come back on.
Yes, yes.
Let's put that streamer, that poster one more time. Andy, can we show that streamer one more time? There you go. That's the first National Congress, ladies and gentlemen, with the Citizens National Guard. That's going to be on July 14. Now, the gates open at 8:30 in the morning for registration, so at least you can sign up and say who you are and take your place. You're invited to come. This is at the Amoranto Stadium,
It's the Amoranto
multi-purpose hall.
Hall. Yeah.
This is
and it's
in-
in Chuatoco Street, Gate 4. No.
Gate Chuatoco Street, Gate
Gate
4.
yes.
So go straight there and participate and be part of the Citizen National Guard that is down to help the president. Unless, of course, your colors are yellow, then you're not invited, so to speak, di ba? So, hindi ka natatakot. Ito kaya president, first season says couple of days ago, titirahin na lang namin, maiksi na lang ang oras ni presidente. Terrorist mga komunista, sila Joe Masison.
Yeah.
Hindi kaya sila tumira nito, parang pakita sa presidente, sa malayo, kaya na namin ikaw patira.
Well, maybe it was the testing to themselves, no? And not to the president, because the fear of being hit from long range, I'm sure it crossed the president's mind already, and the people that are securing him. But who can do it, and how they can do it, no?
But this is a
maybe have
clear-
to be tested.
Yeah,
no?
ito na nga, lumabas na eh. Ako,
Oo.
inarinig ko kanina umaga sa news, sabi ko, oh no.
Tapos
Oh,
yung,
no,
yung
this is a-
gumawa nun, sabi, okay ka bata, sasabihin nila siguro, na kaya mo pala. O,
Kaya
sige.
mo pala.
Ganyan.
Yun ang kinakatakutan ko.
Yun
Have we
nga.
entered a new stage of terrorism where you have mercenaries, assassins, that can now go on rooftops, 100, 200. You were saying it's, how far was the building in kay Halili?
From the
Mayor
news,
Halili?
I heard 200,
200 meters. Wow, that's a 200 meter. Here in the studio, they were saying caliber 40.
Yes.
Imagine, so that's
And you
quite
hit it
far.
on the chest. No?
Oh, one bullet, gun.
One bullet.
Magaling. So, telescopic yan.
Yes, of course.
So,
yeah.
if they can do it, it has been tested, it has been done, completed, successful today.
Yes.
Hindi kaya alam mo naman Pilipino, pagaya-gaya yan. Pagalingan na yan.
Well, matagal na siguro iniisip nila yan. It's just that they don't know what yet to do after. No? What they're probably trying to figure out is, yes, we can kill the president, but how do we operate after that?
Mas malalim yun.
Yes, because that also is a problem among them. No? Even if you have these groups conspiring, remember their conspiracy might just be on the killing of the president, but as to what
Will happen after.
what will
Baka mas
happen
lumala pa
afterward.
para sa kanila.
Oh, yeah, it might. Yeah, baka ang balik
Mas malala.
mas malala because what we're expecting here is, of course, the armed forces of the Philippines. No, is something that you have to contend with in a condition of chaos. No?
Okay.
We also consider the fact that the president has done enough or is doing enough to keep the armed forces
At bay.
no, not just at bay, but intact. No, although there are some people that are claiming that the armed forces is divided, no, but many people inside, no, in different levels, major, colonel, generals, have shared their awe in the way the president has been able to consolidate the armed forces into one force. Okay. Now, if that happens, no, the population may start going to the armed forces for
Yun.
security. Okay.
Baliktad.
Okay.
Like what happened in EDSA.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of the people going sabog, no, they might
Unite. We.
unite together with the armed forces, right?
Which is
And
what we have today, which is why there's strength. That's why there is order and security.
Now this is going to be the problem of those that are planning anything untoward to be done to the president. No? This is all conjecture. We don't know, no. But you have to be thinking para bang tinetest mo in what way it might go, no.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I agree.
like I said earlier, I think any kind of action done to the president, the objective is chaos.
And that's exactly where they will breed their discontent. Butch, we're at the end of the show. Andy, can we put on that First National Congress again one more time? Butch, do you like to invite them?
Yes, well, I'd like to invite and to remind all the members, present members of the Citizen National Guard, that we do have the First National Congress. We expect something like a minimum of 600-700 people to maybe even more. So please come early. We will have very exciting speakers. I am not allowed to share this too early because of security reasons. No? But we can tell you that this organization is not government sponsored. It is sponsored by donors from the membership. No? We put in our little amounts to be able to put it together, and surprisingly, we had enough to be able to put up the Congress. Don't look for expensive things like tremendous, nice, first-class food, no? But we will have something for you to be able to munch on, ang pagtawid gutom. But the important thing is, we're all going to be together, no? And all like-minded, all believing on the objectives of the Citizen National Guard, defending the sovereignty of the Republic of the Philippines, protecting the population from all the social threats that it is facing, and supporting a duly elected president in that order of priority.
Okay, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, again, one more time. I will remind you again on next week's show, but that's the CNG, Citizens National Guard, and the First National Congress. So if you're not familiar, Google the place, Amoranto Station, Gate 4, Amoranto Stadium. That's the social hall. That's in 2 weeks' time. But tune in again next week, and I'll remind you once more. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you.